With tribalism, you have stimulation in your culture. And then you have another tribe, you have another tribe, you have 4,000 other tribes, and you have 5,000 different names for different tribes. They all have culture, they start their economy. They do what they do going to the University of Washington, those strangers who visit the library and stare at a book all day and stare at me and talk to me, making a fucking recording, a video to teach about active inference for when I remove their midbrain in silence. After being a good doctor and practicing due diligence before I removed the midbrain of the bully, in other words, the tribes have their economy, and they're so brilliant, they're so intelligent. Their stimulation mostly has to do with sex, drugs, and all of those little paintings you stare at when you're high as fuck with a limp dick. Eventually someone, in other words, and quietly and calmly, invents Cialis and Viagra, and so they begin trading more and more. Well, then they get frustrated and they get angry, so they start to have wives, and they start fighting, and they start a conflict and duality. They do not so much different than what men do now with women who have no gender, and what humans do when they're feminists and Black Lives Matter activists who carry their Antifa flags and their brass knuckles between their teeth when they're not chewing on tobacco and spitting out the bone from their steak. At the finest restaurant where they're the security guard and the person who affords the bill always and forever. In charge of every word and every language and every confusion involved in the stimulation, they can't seem to sell to the people who aren't a part of their tribal system with processes involving the elders. And those elders, they listen to the recordings and they listen to the words and the language and they make their music. And they say, who are you? I don't get it. What is the what? And then there's nuclear war. Hanford blows up and they're staring at their dead brain consciousness, probably hiding under a building they fucking burned to the ground in silence.